Let me start recording. So this week we are going to look at a very fundamental tactic concept. Okay, it is very fundamental because everybody understands it naturally. You don't need to explain, but we need to see a lot of examples. Okay, it is called as annihilation of defense. Okay, so in chess, basically, it's a very delicate balance. Everything is like very finely defended, but if it is not defended, then you can take benefit, or if it is not, it's not, it never really happens that something is not defended at all, but it is inadequately defended. Then you can just take out the right defenders, take them out or exchange them off, and then you can win some material, or we can sometimes give checkmate also, but many times win some big material, right? So that that may happen. So
I got in this position.
So we will see. See, this is the starting. So the theme of this week is all annihilation of defense. So basically, defenders, key defenders, we are going to eliminate, and then see how we can take advantage of it, right? So that is the idea. Now look at this position carefully, okay? And I will slightly.
Bishop captures knight.
Bishop captures knight, and
White.
then
black bishop captures. Afterward, queen gives a check on b8, and king have to move. Rook is.
And what if queen takes the bishop when you capture the knight?
Still, we can give a check.
Still you can give.
Yes, sir. F7 check.
F7 itself is falling, right? So see, that is what we mean by inadequately defended. Okay, so here so it is like, yeah,
after king comes to d1, your queen is on f7, and your king comes to d1. If you kill the bishop on f8, then the white bishop would come, right?
Yes, but still you would have won the bishop, right? You would have won a bishop. So that is the thing. So what happens is, here in this position, you start with,
you would have won a bishop and a knight.
Yep. So no, that first you see, you have won a bishop, and then see, you have killed a knight, but in return black is going to kill your bishop either with the queen or with
you will get a knight, basically.
So you will of bishop. Correct, you will get something, definitely. Now whichever way black captures, right, whichever way, if he captures with the bishop, then yeah. So if black captures this with bishop takes c6, then queen b8 will pick up the rook on a7, and if queen captures it, then you have queen b8 check, but it might be better for them to give queen to f7, right? Because black queen has gone from f6 to c6, then white queen can go to f7 check, push away the king will go to d8, not d1, it will go to d8, and then you can take this bishop and give a check. And not only that, after that you can take the g7 pawn also and probably win this rook also. So a lot of things you are going to win if queen moves from f6. So that is why black will not move the queen, but bishop takes f6, c6 will still lead to queen to b8 check and a double attack on the rook, right? So it is a very powerful thing for, means position will crumble for black. Black will no longer be able to play, because if it is a rook down or a major piece down plus maybe 1 or 2 pawns down, then game is effectively lost, right? Then white will exchange off the things and get into a winning end, right? So here key thing to look at is the knight is covering the b8 square as well as the a7 rook, but nothing else is covering the b8 square, and it's a back rank, and it's not exactly a back rank in the sense that in a castle game, but still it is the last rank and it is inadequately defended. So the key defender is actually the knight. Knight on c6 is a very key defender, and you exchange it off, and then suddenly the black's position falls apart. Right? So this is a example. Now we will see some more examples. This is a very powerful example. Don't look at the solution. Just try to look at the position itself and then just see. White to play. White to play. Okay. It looks fairly well defended actually, black's position, right? It doesn't look like it is a very weak thing. There is a good knight on f6. There is a decent knight on e6, right? And yet white actually wins in 2 moves.
Oh, sir, I found it.
Yeah, everyone please look at it.
As a bishop take.
Yeah, bishop takes.
Bishop takes f6.
Yeah.
It takes f6.
Yeah.
Then knight h check.
Knight h6 check.
Sir, I think not first that queen g4 check. Queen g4, yes sir, queen g4.
See, the problem with immediate queen g4 is the knight which is on e6 is going to jump to g5, okay, and it is going to cause blockade.
Okay, so first bishop on b3 takes the knight on e6.
So rather,
exchange.
yeah, so slightly the change of order, but that works. First bishop takes f6. Okay, now first of all you have killed a minor piece, so black has to capture. Black cannot not capture the piece, right? So black has to capture it, and now
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yeah,
There is queen check on g4, why not, sir?
knight will come to g5. Black knight will come to g5.
The white knight, sorry, the white bishop should kill the black knight, then only queen can go to g.
Yeah. So
Then
so
only
what?
queen
So
can go
so
to g4.
so f6 was one defender of which square? G4 square. Knight on f6 was defending the g4 square, not allowing the queen to come. So white eliminated that knight, and then second is that after queen to g4, the other knight would have come to g5. That also he exchanges it. So now what happens is now there is a queen to g4 check is coming, and it's going to become a mate, and there is nothing that black can do about it, right? Whichever way he kills, there are 3 ways he can kill the white bishop. He can kill it with the pawn, he can kill it with his e6 bishop, or he can kill it with the queen. Irrespective of whichever way he kills, queen to g4 check, king will have to go to h8, and then queen to g7 will become a checkmate, right? So
if he captures by pawn, it will take 1 move more for white to give checkmate.
no, it will be same thing. Queen to g4, king to f7 then, and again queen to g7 is still checkmate.
Oh yes, sir. I thought something else.
Yeah, it is still a checkmate, right? So this position actually, see, it is difficult to imagine, but only way is to imagining different things. You have to see, you have to train your mind to look at, oh, what would have happened if this knight was not there, if this bishop, this knight is not there. So you have to think like that, and especially this knight, when a white knight lands on f5, right, it is very dangerous for the black king. Okay, similarly, if the black knight lands on f4 and your king is castled on king side, then for white it is very dangerous. But it's not easy to see exactly what is the danger, but you have to see a lot of examples and then you will realize. Because Garry Kasparov used to say that knight on f5, you should never allow the opponent white knight to come on f5. If it stays there for 2 or 3 moves, then the game is over, he says. It cannot stay more than 2 moves there. So that is what he used to say. So okay, let us look at some more examples. Let us look at this position where actually white goes, yeah, so white, it is an kind of a decent position for both, and white thought that he will exchange the queens, and by offering an exchange on queen to c6, he says that, okay, what he thought is that black will capture the queen, or if black goes somewhere else, then it is okay for white. But what happened here? what happened here is that bishop, the key defender of the queen was the knight. And not only that, after this, the bishop, after coming to e5, is again supporting the black queen on c7. So now what will white do now? Right? What will white do? He has lost a piece now. He has lost a piece now. See? He now, no matter what white does, he's losing a piece. If he kills the bishop, then the queen will be gone. So, but if he kills the queen, same bishop which is currently under attack by the white pawn will go to c7, and now he would have gobbled up white's knight on e5 for free, right? So white made a major miscalculation here maybe he was in time trouble, I don't know, whatever, but he played queen to c6. Sometimes you just don't realize, you just think that it's going to be like this, but you always have to think, oh, who is my defender and is the defender safe? Can you hear me, guys? Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. See, the key part here, what white did not realize is that the same bishop which has come to e5, which otherwise, see, white was thinking that, okay, I will take the queen, and then you will take the queen with the knight, and then I will kill your bishop. But no, when white takes the queen of black on c7, the same bishop on e5 will go to c7, and then so you would have gobbled up the knight for free, right? This is what white missed. What white thought is that, okay, because the bishop was originally on g7, so what he thought is that knight will go to c7, and then anyway bishop I will again capture. But no, right? So you always have to be very, very alert with respect to this one. Okay, this is a position. Look at the position. It is black to play.
So
Yeah.
knight to
Rook takes b5.
What is the key threat of black in this position?
Knight to d3.
Knight d3.
Knight to d3 check will fork the king and queen because the pawn on c2 is pinned. But right now the d3 is defended by the
Rook takes b5.
Yeah. So currently the what do you call, the bishop is defending the d3 square. Okay. But if that was not the case, then it would be a very big what do you call? So very big immediate blow, right? So what did white do? White simply captured the bishop in a very forceful way with his rook. Okay. Now what can black do? Sorry, black captured the white bishop on b5.
you can capture by queen, but the queen is lost.
Yeah, if queen captures the rook, then anyway the knight is defending and knight will capture back very happily. If pawn captures the rook, then you have got a royal fork because the c2
Yes,
pawn is
sir.
pinned.
Instead of simply queen is going, at least take a rook and go.
Yeah, you can do that. I mean, that's what you would do practically in a game. But there is also a way, but you can also
Queen a3.
You can play queen to
a3.
a3, or rather you can go to h5. Sorry, queen h4 check you can give. Yeah, you can give queen h4 check, right? But even then, and king moves, and then maybe after that you can kill the rook. Is that possible? Queen h4 check.
Sir, if you kill the rook in this position, then what were you getting?
Knight to d3 check. It's a royal fork. King and queen will get forked.
Knight to b3.
D3. D as in dog.
Oh, d3.
Yeah.
But then that would be another pawn. Oh, okay.
Pawn is pinned. Pawn is pinned.
Yeah.
So I would think that queen to h4 seems to be the relatively best move, right? Queen to h4. And
Sir,
then
sir, another move, knight. First, after I want to say this, knight to d5 would also do, right? I mean, like, even
Knight
it would
to-
die, but then you could kill the knight on.
Yeah, you will kill the knight with the same rook. Same rook which is right now attacking the queen, he will kill it.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, so there is nothing. So your king is not still safe. So there is nothing. Yeah. But queen h4 also, because black has already captured the knight, right? And still the knight d3 check is still a threat, because even if the queen is now saved, but the rook is on e1, so still there is a fork between the king and rook also. So a lot of threats are still there. So that is why white loses this game now after rook to b5. Rook crosses b5. No matter what white does. Best he can do is queen to h4 check, king to d7, and then what? King to d7, and then something. You will have to defend the rook, maybe. But if you defend the rook, then anyway you have lost a minor piece here. Then this rook will go. Or if you take this
So,
black's rook, then knight to
Pawn
d3.
takes b5.
so you can take the rook and then knight d3 and then king.
And king to d2.
No, queen takes rook, then knight will kill the queen immediately. Na? Black's
No,
knight on d6.
Queen to, after this move, queen to h4 check. King to
Then
d7.
king to d7.
Yeah, then white pawn takes the rook on b5.
Yeah, white pawn takes the rook on b5, and then what you do is knight to d3 check.
The king can go to d2.
King can go to d2. Then the what do you call? Then the
Queen
rook
a5.
fall. The rook fall.
Yeah, knight will pick up. Knight will kill that rook, and king will kill the knight, which is okay.
It's equal, right?
No, it is one
Yeah.
minor piece extra. One minor piece extra. Again, see, black will continue to have 3 minor pieces.
So
Then the black
already
would
white
have-
was one piece.
Yeah, white was already one.
Black would have one bishop extra.
Yeah, black would have 1 bishop extra. That's right. But I'm surprised on queen h4, there is no other thing. I also saw this queen h4, and there was interesting. Yeah, there is no easy defense, because I mean, there is no great way for this one. Okay, but anyway, I think if nothing else, black is exchanging all the pieces and getting into a very close to the end game where he's winning, because he has got 1 extra piece, right? So that is the thing. But queen h4 does look interesting here. Okay, let us look at the next position. Everyone getting this theme now? What is the defender? So now look at this position. Don't read the thing. Just look at it and see what is defending what is attacking what. So what should black be doing? Black to play.
Sir,
Yeah.
I think f4. The
F-
white knight on f4.
No, knight takes c1 and then c6. Maybe.
Yeah, f4 knight is weak. You are right. Only thing is that currently it is protected, attack twice and protected twice. So looks okay. But
So that's why, sir, like if you can, oh yeah, it is protected, but
yeah, I think Abhinav was on the right track, because what you do is with your knight on d3, you eliminate one of the defenders on c1, the bishop, right? But what happens after that? Knight takes rook, bishop, rook takes,
And then c6.
C6.
then you play c6, because the one of the second defender is another knight, which you can drive away by playing c6. Now the knight does not have any great way to attack further and save a tempo. So if the knight simply retreats somewhere, then you will kill the other knight on f4. And the knight on d5, which is currently a strong knight, but it does not have any good jump squares, right? And it is the only defender of the f4 knight. Neither does the f4 knight also does not have some good jump squares from which it could threaten something else, right? That is also not possible. So because of this thing, what happens is,
sir,
yeah,
when the rook is on c1,
Yeah.
Then after you kill the rook, after you kill the knight on f4, you would be attacking the rook.
Yeah, you will be attacking the rook also, but that rook will defend itself, so not a problem. So it will be having the move, so it will defend. But you would have won a minor piece. You would have won a knight, or you would have won a bishop maybe, because the knights one knight is going and one extra bishop of white is going, right? So knight takes c1 is a key move where you eliminate one of the defenders, and after that, by drive away the second defender, then you can win the piece. Right? So actually, you know what, chess, everything is actually full of such small things. These are very big because you are winning a minor piece, but many times you can do two moves like this, something like this, and then you can win a pawn. Two moves like this, something else, and you can get it. The chess is full of this, and that's what you will see it if you analyze your games. That where the computer finds it, right? Oh, you missed it. You could have done like this, and won a pawn, or you would have lost a pawn like this, right? So that is why actually having this sense of who is defending what and having a very tight defense is very important.
So yes,
Excuse me.
Sorry?
Yes, I wanted to ask something.
Yeah. Yes, go ahead.
Sir?
Yeah. Yeah, Aditya, go ahead. We can't hear your question, Aditya. Hello, can you hear
Sir,
me?
he's frozen.
Okay, maybe he has some network issue. Anybody else was saying something? Or we can go to the next position. Next position is also very, very interesting. So, who is the defender? Who is the...
Rook takes f6.
Yeah, rook takes f6 is a... Because that f6 the bishop is defending quite a lot of things. Not just the rook on a1, a1, but also the crucial pawn on e7, right? Which is also under tremendous attack, and it is pinned against the king. So, rook takes f6 is a key move. Now, what does black do? If king takes f6, it is very simple. The game is practically, it gets over immediately because queen to e6, right? Queen to e6, right? And now the e7 pawn is also falling. Rook is coming to e7, attacking the queen. Lot of things are there.
So that's why black would kill the pawn, kill the bishop on b1 so that it can get, so that it checks the
it checks the king. So now queen has to kill the rook, and now the king takes it. And now what should white play? Black could not have taken it with the pawn because the pawn is pinned. So black has to bring out his king. And that is what is white's idea, because the king is coming into the danger area. King is coming out of the castle into the open. And now what does white do?
So e4?
Yeah, queen to e4, where queen is now threatening that I will come to e6 now and pretty much finish the game if I come to e6. Right? Because if queen comes to e6 now, king will go to g5, then f4, king will go to h5, and then queen will be going to h4, and it will be a checkmate. So very strong threat. How to prevent it? How to prevent it? There is really only...
Sir?
Yeah.
Sir, if the pawn would be on g4, then you could get it to 5.
Yeah, but the pawn is not on g, and g3 is quite okay actually, because it will defend the pawn which will come to f4, and then it will give a support on h4. So actually it's okay. You don't need the pawn on g4. But now the threat is queen to e6. So how does black deal with the threat of queen to e6?
E5.
E5 if you play, right? E5 if you play.
Apasa?
Yep. Apasa.
Yeah, then queen takes.
Queen will take it. So let us see what can happen.
Sir, king
Yeah.
back to king to F. Sorry, G7. It will be more in.
No, if king to G7, then rook takes E7.
Sir,
Yeah.
Then,
E5
sir, then
and
king to F.
F3.
So
So then
actually
king to F.
see,
King
black
to F.
played queen to F7 to cover the E6 square,
The
but
king
then
could have gone to F.
where could have let us see, where could have king gone?
F7.
If king goes to
And-
F7, then queen E6 check.
No, wait, you can just rook takes E7.
Oh, no, wait. No, not rook takes
You cannot-
because the king is no. What you should do is, yeah, I think queen to E6 would be a deadly check. Queen to E6, followed by rook takes E7.
Then I would go to F8.
If your king goes to F8, then queen is on E6. It will put the rook on C8 and pin the black queen against the king.
Now, sir, if the rook comes to E, like if I'm on F8 and rook comes to E7.
No. Wait. Not immediately. First, you said if king goes to F7, queen will go to E6 check. After that, where will you go? So if you want to protect the E7 square, you will have to go to F8. Otherwise, the
So that's when I'll go F8.
But then the rook will go to C8 and pick up the black queen,
Oh,
because it would be pinned. The queen could not move, and rook is defended by the queen on E6, white queen.
Sir,
So that is why okay. But so queen F7, but then white found queen to D4 check. Okay, queen to D4 check. Now the king is coming further out into the open, and he will get finished. Okay, we have not shown how he will get finished, but he will definitely get finished if he comes to G5.
Sir, if
Yeah.
you move rook to H7 also, it won't help. If you move rook to H7.
When after here, at this position itself.
Yes, sir, but it still won't help.
It won't help because queen to E6 is a deadly check, right?
Wait, how about E5?
E5 is an interesting position, but white will get that entire seventh
Sir,
rank. Yeah, seventh rank white.
F5, then
Then
queen F3 check.
Queen F3 check. Yes, I think so.
Wait, how queen F3 check then? You just take with the pawn.
No. E5 you play, right? You play pawn from E7 to E5.
Oh, queen F3.
Queen F3 check. King cannot go back anywhere. King will have to come to G5.
Yeah.
King will have
G5, then I think F4. Not F4, sorry, not F4.
Yeah. It is actually.
Oh, wait, no, then king G5, then queen F4 check.
No, queen F4 cannot because you have a black pawn on E5.
Yeah,
Black pawn on E5. So you cannot do
it's
this.
just a bad position then.
But it's a terrible position. I think it is.
so then you can use queen E3 check, sir.
Queen E3 is a powerful check, but then king will go to H5. Okay.
that's the thing. I don't understand it. Could you show it in the board?
Yeah. I can show it on the board, but it is going to become a very bad position, and white will surely win it. See, what would happen is. Actually, you have to start imagining it. So just imagine it. Pawn comes from E7 to E5. Queen goes to F3.
No, sir, I'm saying my move.
Aros, which move?
That F8 one.
I think his was king F7.
King F7, yeah.
King
Yeah,
F7.
F7 and F8.
That is gone, right? Already I showed you. Queen E6 check and then rook to C8. Okay.
It's a terrible thing.
It's a simple win after that.
I don't understand. Oh. Okay.
You got it. Queen E6
Yeah.
is supporting
Now
the
I
rook to
got
C8.
it. Now I get it.
Yeah. Okay. So here queen F7 was played and then queen to D4. And then we have
Sir,
Yeah.
only 4 minutes left. Should we rejoin?
Yeah. Maybe I think we should join. We have 3 more positions to check here. Uday, you are rejoining or you are first time only joining at this time? I think it is almost more than half the class is over. So I don't know whether you missed the time. But anyway, I think we should take a small break now and we should join back. Okay. So maybe we'll take a 3-minute break and join back on the same Zoom.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Bye, sir.